Hey everybody, High Lord Tamerlane with another Obscurity in Miniature, and yeah, you guessed it, we're back to the other side. Today we're going to take a look at the Mechanized Infantry from the Abyssinia Allegiance, because we don't have enough high-tech African walking robots of destruction, I guess. So anyway, this is a nice little kit. You get what looks like... Oh, 7 minis. So we have a big honkin' walker with giant cannons and a bunch of dudes with what look like oversized kunai throwing knife sword things. So sit back, relax, and watch as I attempt to deflate all of this empty air inside this box. So what do we got? A bunch of bases and cards. Looks like a couple cards. It should only be two. We have the walker and then the infantry. Machine guns and battle spears. Okay, so maybe that's what they're supposed to be having. So our fire teams look like we have one 80mm base. Is it 80? Maybe 90. Maybe both. I don't know. Anyway, and then we have three 30mm bases on there. So maybe it's 100, 120? I don't know. My math is off. Should say, it's an 80mm base with three 30mm slots. Okay, so 7 models. And let's ignore the people for a moment and let's just take a look at the big stompy robot. Now, first thing I notice is that besides the sun starting to annoyingly come shine in while I'm trying to film, I don't know if those feet are actually supposed to both be able to stand on the ground or not. Looking at the box, no, I guess it's actually supposed to be, hey, actually it stands up. I was going to say, I guess it's designed that way. So let me get these guys out of here. And I'm already noticing there are random bits laying around in the box. Goodbye. Alright, so here is our big stompy robot. It's definitely stompy, and noticeably it looks like the leg design is actually a little bit different than the other robot that Abyssinia is fielding. Sadly, they have not drilled out the barrels of the gun, but that's easy enough to do. The tooling is quite nice. All kinds of fun, horribly detailed parts on the insides of those spots between the joints and the limbs there. That's going to be a fun painting experience. This is one of the few reasons why it would have been nice if these were unassembled upon purchase, but you know, it is what it is. We'll deal with that later. Very large feed belts for the guns themselves. Not very armored looking, especially on the legs. I don't know why it reminds me of ED-209. I think it's just this faceless, blank grill plate here. Of course, you can see the pilot, but that's beside the point, I guess. So there is our, let's put it on a base. Let's put it on its actual base. I don't know how I'm going to get it to stay on that base because there's not a whole lot of connection points. I guess I'm going to have to like pin something in right there. Maybe one like right where the back feet and the main foot connect. I don't know. See, it's there. Okay. So then we have the actual mechanized infantry. Now, these guys look a lot more traditional in their clothing and armament than the other Abyssinian infantry we've seen so far. And this is the corresponding unit that came with the other robot, the Steel Legion, which was the close combat robot, whereas these guys are the ranged ones. So, yeah, obviously this guy's wearing a lot less armor, a lot more traditional garb, a lot more 19th century Victorian military uniform, which is kind of cool. It's something different. I haven't painted actual realistic military uniforms in some time, so that'd be a nice change of pace. So I guess these are spears, actually. I do like the little shoulder bag. Nice pose overall. Quite detailed, other than the big glob of plastic gook that's going to have to be removed. Facial details not too bad. And you can actually see his expression there, so that's kind of nice. Alright, and then I believe this is the third sculpt. So we have 3 people per fire squad. Oh, looks like it's a female. I'm guessing this is the officer based on the hat, but, you know, I don't really know much about how these work, so. The sculpt itself is pretty nice. I don't know why it looks like it's just a little bit too thin of neck. And I don't know where the hair... It doesn't look like she has any hair, actually. Interesting choice. Spears are still kind of silly. So, oh, wait, what is this? A random part of one of the spears seems to have broken off. You have yours, so I'm assuming you don't. You know, that's easy enough to fix. Gonna have to be careful with that one, though. Alright, so. Getting things back in focus for a moment. There's the first of our walkers. This is the Mechanized Infantry walker, but I do have my Steel Legion one handy. And like I said, they are totally different sculpts. I was afraid after picking up this new mechanized one that they were just going to recycle, you know, everything limb by limb and, you know, phone it all in. But no, it's actually substantially different. There doesn't seem to be a lot of carryover between the two models, which is kind of surprising, actually. And honestly, I don't see any. Not even in the pilots themselves. You can see, I guess, maybe a little bit. This one's got the heavier armor like the Steel Legion, obviously, because that's what they are. Whereas this one is much more in line with the more Victorian-looking Mechanized Infantry. Let's get these guys back in focus. And let's see if I can squeeze the Abyssinian Dreadnought in there as well. So, no idea how the point values would work out if you were to actually want to run nothing but mechanized stuff in game. I think, well, obviously I know they're the only faction, at least at this point, that's completely capable of nothing but big, heavy machinery on the tabletop. Because they also have access. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not looking too good. They do have access to those Marauder bikes as well. So, kind of nice. And let's see if we can get in the infantry on the base. Surprisingly, they stand up all right. Not that you can see them because they are being overshadowed by all the mechs everywhere. And they do stack up fairly decently. They don't look too out of place. Our South Wales borderer there. My Warwind. Who did not get put away yet. He can hang out and keep him company. Toss some other Malifaux figures in here just for good measure, just to get you guys a good sense of scale of what you are getting yourselves into. My plan, at least, is probably to use them in games of In Her Majesty's name, at least until somebody puts out a nice open model Wyrd West steampunk rule set that I'm really happy with. But again, the models themselves are pretty decently sized. I mean, I could see them getting a lot of usage in various systems, and especially if you're looking for some kind of big, funky, and very unique war machines, I don't think you can go wrong with these. Again, one thought we had was using the Abyssinia as some sort of Imperial Guard detachment. Not sure yet how that would work out exactly. These are significantly smaller, obviously, than an Imperial Knight if you wanted to bust it out in 40k. So, if you have any suggestions on what these might be useful for, other than just another fun painting project, by all means, let me know. I'm quite curious. So, again, you get in a box for roughly the same price as just this, which is about the same size as our walker front here. You end up with a Mechanized Infantry walker as well as 2 3-man fire squad teams of guys like this. So, again, do your due diligence. Look around online. I mean, it's always nice to support local game shops that carry the games, but none of the stores around where I live do. So I'm kind of out of luck, and I will go to the cheapest possible source, which is always going to be eBay. With that said, I am looking forward to getting these things painted, so I will bid you all a fond farewell. Thanks for watching. Again, High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying bye-bye.